was fast, is what I would say. Very, very fast, Mr. Shannon Sharpe. He is officially out at ESPN. We said yesterday.
All right, let's rewind real quick and break down how we even got to this point. About a week ago, everything blew up when serious allegations against Shannon Sharpe hit the internet like a wrecking ball. An anonymous woman came forward, accusing Shannon of crossing the line at a private charity event earlier this year in Los Angeles. According to her claims, the incident happened during an after-party at a luxury hotel tied to the event. And from there, things spiraled fast. Now here's the key. No charges have been filed. No arrest. No court date. No official case. At least not yet. But that didn't stop social media from doing what it does best. Blowing it up overnight. Leaked screenshots, allegedly from people close to the accuser, started circulating like wildfire. And once they hit Twitter and Instagram, it was game over.
Oh, boy! Yes! They don't make drinks like that anymore.
And he wasn't at a strip club, but his text messages have been revealed, and it's quite embarrassing for ESPN. So he used to be on First Take, and now they are putting that on ice.
Within hours, the biggest outlets picked up the story, some even calling it an ongoing investigation, even though technically there's no open case. And the craziest part? Shannon Sharpe has barely said a word. Aside from a short statement through his lawyer, calling the accusations completely false and hinting at possible legal action, it's been total radio silence. And when a name as big as Shannon goes quiet, while the internet's going nuclear, you already know, it just makes the story 10 times louder. Now, here's where things get even more interesting. See, it wasn't just the allegations against Shannon Sharpe that had everyone glued to their screens, it was the anticipation over when or if Candace Owens would finally jump into the conversation. And honestly, it makes total sense. Candace has built her entire brand around calling out what she sees as pure hypocrisy, whether it's in media narratives, celebrity scandals, political cover-ups, or cultural double standards. She's never been shy about putting powerful people on blast.
Candace has given y'all her butt to kiss for 2 decades. In the moment, what they doing? They can't fire me, they can't fire me. The hell you say? Now look at her.
No matter how popular or protected they seem to be. And when it comes to athletes and celebrities caught up in serious accusations, yeah, Candace always has receipts, and she's never afraid to use them. Think back. Remember when she dragged the media coverage around the Deshaun Watson situation? Or when she tore into Hollywood elites during the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard circus? Candace doesn't just react to these stories. She reshapes the entire conversation around them. So when the Shannon Sharpe story started heating up, fans, critics, and honestly even haters were all basically asking the same thing. Where's Candace? What's she gonna say about this? She wasn't just expected to chime in with a quick hot take. People were expecting her to come in swinging, to bring a whole new angle to the story that nobody else would dare touch. And when she finally broke her silence, oh, trust me, she didn't just throw a little opinion out there. She walked straight into the fire and dropped a whole grenade on the situation.
So he took a screenshot of a text message, which clearly had to have been written by someone else, maybe his lawyer or his PR team. It wasn't written by him. And then he shared it onto X. So people were laughing at him going, you're not supposed to share. You're supposed to make it sound like it actually was written by you.
All right, so let's talk about exactly what Candace said. Because believe me, it wasn't just some casual comment you could scroll past. Earlier this week on her podcast, Candace went all the way in. No filters, no softening the blow. She flat out accused the media of having a massive double standard when it comes to who gets protected when accusations come out and who gets destroyed instantly. She said, and I'm quoting here, if Shannon Sharpe were a conservative commentator, he'd already be fired. He'd already be canceled. But because he's loved by the mainstream media, everybody's just telling us to wait for more facts. Hot. And guess what? She didn't stop there. Candace kept going, ripping into the idea that the media plays referee, picking and choosing who deserves due process and who deserves instant cancellation, based on who fits their preferred narrative. It wasn't just bold, it was surgical. And the internet? Yeah, it exploded. Candace didn't just stop at pointing out a double standard, she went all the way in. She straight up said that the way the Shannon Sharpe story was being handled proves how selective outrage culture really is. She compared it to other high-profile scandals where public figures were instantly dropped by sponsors, blacklisted, and torn apart in the media. before a single piece of hard evidence ever came out.
I do want to honorably mention Shannon Sharpe, and by honorably, I don't actually mean honorably, because I wanted you to compare and contrast Shay Shay's attitude when he addresses blackness, when speaking about an actual black person, and then when speaking to a person who's just wearing blackface.
And she didn't sugarcoat it either. She flat out accused major outlets of turning a blind eye because Shannon Sharpe is one of their favorites. Her exact words: "There's a protection racket around certain celebrities, and if you're the media's favorite, the rules don't apply to you." And you could hear it in her voice. This wasn't just another hot take for clicks. She was frustrated, sharpened, controlled, but cutting with every word. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't rant, but there was this unmistakable edge to how she delivered it, the kind of sharpness that lets you know she meant every single word. And honestly, whether you love Candace Owens or can't stand her, it's impossible to deny that she struck a nerve with a whole lot of people on both sides of the conversation. Man, the second Candace's comments hit the internet, it was like throwing gasoline on a bonfire that was already raging out of control.
So here he is. Let's jog your memories about what Shannon Sharpe had to say about me following my exit from the Daily Wire. Take a listen.
Sometimes, and it's happened before, people in our community forget that they're black, and they try to appease a group of people that's probably never going to embrace them.
Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. Everybody had something to say. And the reactions? They weren't just loud. They were wildly divided. On one side, you had fans and even casual viewers praising her like crazy. Tweets were flying around saying things like dash. Candace Owens is the only one brave enough to call out the double standards. Much respect. Finally, someone's saying what we're all thinking. Some were even calling her the only real voice willing to take on the media's favorites without flinching. But on the flip side, oh, the critics came out swinging hard. There were posts and threads accusing her of weaponizing scandals for political clout, of making it about herself, and of pouring gasoline on a sensitive situation just to score points. Some even argued that by framing it this way,
you know, there is the family that you have by birth,
Okay.
and there is also the family you have by love.
No.
And they're equally family.
Yes.
Right?
No.
And I learned that from my mother.
No.
So
Candace was undermining serious discussions around accusations and making it harder for real victims to be heard. It wasn't just a split, it was a full-on battle across timelines and comment sections. And no matter what side you were on, one thing was crystal clear. Candace Owens made sure nobody could stay neutral after what she said. And it wasn't just random accounts talking either. Big verified profiles, even a few fellow commentators and podcast hosts, started weighing in. Some agreed with her word for word. Others called her take reckless and said it could harm the seriousness of real investigations. Hashtags started trending within hours. Everything from Candace was right to accountability for all, depending on which side you were on. And get this, even some sports analysts started subtly hinting at her comments during their segments, without outright naming her. That's how loud the conversation got. Bottom line, whether you agreed with her or not, Candace managed to turn an already messy situation into a full-on culture debate overnight.
He's like, yeah, that makes total sense. When, you know, and it's not your family, but it is your family. He's like, yeah. Just lapping it up and accepting whatever she says.
So while the internet's been going crazy and everyone's either defending or dragging Candace, where's Shannon Sharpe in all of this? Well, it's been pretty quiet on his end. So far, Shannon hasn't made any big public statements, no explosive tweets, no emotional Instagram lives, no exclusive interviews, nothing. The only thing his camp has put out is a very short statement through his attorney. It basically said that Shannon completely denies the allegations and that they're prepared to pursue all available legal remedies against defamatory claims. Translation? Shannon's not saying much right now, but he's definitely ready to lawyer up if he has to. As for his career, this is where things get interesting. Sources close to his show, name the show if applicable, e.g. First Take, Club Shay Shay, etc., are saying that the executives are monitoring the situation closely. No suspensions have been announced, and Shannon's still been appearing on air like normal. But behind the scenes,
Granddad is nasty.
Liquor than five.
I'm always very upfront with you guys about my biases. And I'm going to be honest with you, I do not like Shannon Sharpe. I do not think he's a good person. It's personal for me.
insiders are saying there's definitely some nervous energy. Sponsors are reportedly watching too. A few brands that have partnerships with Shannon, either through endorsements or media appearances, are said to be reassessing their relationships, depending on how this plays out. And that's the scary part for any public figure in a situation like this. Even if no charges ever get filed, Just the allegation alone can start shaking up your reputation and business deals. So for now, Shannon's playing it cool. But the longer he stays silent, and the louder the public debate gets, the bigger the pressure will be for him to finally say something. Now let's zoom out for a second, because this whole situation isn't just about Shannon Sharpe anymore. What Candace Owens tapped into, and why her comments hit so hard, is something way bigger. It's about how we as a culture decide who gets held accountable, and when. Think about it. In the past, some public figures have been canceled almost immediately off of accusations alone, sometimes even before any real investigation happens. Careers ended overnight, brand deals were pulled, people were blacklisted in a matter of hours.
Candace has given y'all her butt to kiss for 2 decades. And the moment, what they doing? They can't fire me, they can't fire me. The hell you say? Now look at her.
But in other cases, if the person is well-liked by the media or fits the right narrative, there's suddenly this wave of, let's wait for more information, or we shouldn't rush to judgment. And that's exactly what Candace was calling out, whether you agree with how she said it or not. It raises a huge, uncomfortable question. Are we applying the same standards to everybody? Or are some people getting protected because of who they are, who they know, or what they represent? And it's not just a Shannon Sharpe problem. This conversation pops up every time a scandal like this breaks, whether it's athletes, actors, musicians, politicians. The reality is, in today's world, public perception moves way faster than any courtroom ever could. And once a narrative takes off, fair or unfair, it's almost impossible to control it again. So whether you're a fan of Shannon, a fan of Candace, or just watching this all unfold from the sidelines, one thing's clear. These conversations around power, protection, and accountability, they're not going away anytime soon. All right, now it's your turn. Because honestly, I'm dying to know what you guys really think about all this. Was Candace Owens spot on with her take, calling out the double standards that no one else wanted to touch? Or do you think she crossed a line by jumping into a sensitive situation and making it even bigger? And what about Shannon? Should he stay silent, let the lawyers handle it, and write it out? Or should he come forward, address it head-on, and set the record straight himself before the internet fully decides the story for him? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. Seriously, I'm gonna be in there refreshing, reading, and replying with y'all, because I know there are going to be some strong opinions flying around after this one. And if you love digging deeper, not just the surface drama but the real stories behind the headlines, this is just the beginning. We've got way more conversations like this coming, more real talk, more breakdowns, more of the stuff everyone else is too scared to say. So make sure you smash that subscribe button, hit the bell so you don't miss when we drop new videos, and join the squad that actually keeps it real. Because trust me, if you think this conversation is wild, just wait. This story, it's just getting started. And so are we.